to the Business Fundamental Fridays webinar. Today's lesson, the teaching moment, is going to be taught by Kelly Frazier, how to choose a business coach. So, Kelly, I'm going to turn the time over to you.
All right, thanks, Garrett. All right, well, thanks very much, everybody, for being here. And today we're going to actually start with 4 myths that surround business coaches. And I know these myths because I've heard just about every one of them. So the first one is coaches are there to make you feel good. The second myth would be coaches are intermediaries. The third, coaches are life directors. And the fourth, coaches love to gossip. I like that one, huh? All right, so Mythbuster number 1. Coaches are there to make you feel good. Well, the fact of the matter is, feeling good is your responsibility. Coaches are definitely people there who can encourage you and inspire you every step of the way, but ultimately that feel good has got to come from you. Myth number 2, coaches are intermediaries. You manage your anger and communicate feelings appropriately toward others. It's interesting that a lot of people feel like a coach is someone who can really just get into the middle of a fight or a disagreement or any type of I don't know, a little boxing match sometimes, and it's truly not the case for a coach. So this myth bust number 3 is that coaches are life directors, and you direct your own relationships and your own life. And again, that's something that people, I think, have always felt, that when they get to see a coach, that there's someone who's going to really tell them what to do in their life. And that's really not the job of a coach. We are there to really give you ideas and inspire you to think and really set some priorities as examples and share our experiences, but definitely not there to direct your life. And myth bust number 4 is that coaches are gossipers. It's interesting, when I first saw this picture, I said, boy, he looks just like someone I know. And then I went, oops, I don't want to get into gossiping, never mind. So, and the lives of other clients stay private, no matter how famous or wealthy they become. And that is the absolute truth. Confidentiality is extremely important for coaches, and it really doesn't matter who you see. Unless you've been given permission to share information, then we really don't ever say, who we've seen or who we've not seen. And to assist you with a decision about hiring a coach, I've come up with 4 very important questions for you. So the first question would be, you have to ask yourself, do I resonate with the coach's message? So most coaches online in particular, you're going to see them come out with different launches perhaps of their programs. And you have to really decide while you're listening, do I resonate with their message? Does it really align with who I am and who they are? The second question you might want to ask is, do I trust they are who they say they are? So, really the biggest thing that you can do to answer that question is to do your due diligence. Really find out who it is that they say they are, and do they align with who they say they are? Do they have a track record? Is there something that someone might find in the reviews perhaps that might be to the negative, and you really want to research it out? Number 3, are they easy to follow? One of the greatest films, I think, that has ever been put on YouTube was from a friend of mine, Derek Sievers, and I don't know if you guys remember me talking about this before, but he was the founder of cdbaby.com. That's CD as in a product. So cdbaby.com was developed by Derek, and Derek over time recognized that he really had to be very, very easy to follow. And he was on TED stage one time, TED Talks, and he did this presentation about a guy who was on this hill. He was listening to a concert. He didn't have a shirt on. He just had shorts on. He just started dancing. And he was encouraging other people to come and dance. And for a time, everybody was looking at him like he was crazy. They're saying, no way, I'm not going to do that. But after a while, they each started to join him. One person joined, and then a second person. And then before you know it, hordes of people were flocking to follow in this very big crowd. And Derek really hit home the point that if you want to start a movement of any kind, you have to be easy to follow. And I agree with that concept 100%. As a coach, if they're not easy to follow, then it's going to be challenging for you to find the success and the achievement that you're trying to get to. Number 4, will I get closer to my desired outcome by working with them? Well, first you have to decide, what is my desired outcome? And you want to be clear about your desired outcome, because it is difficult from a coach's perspective. If a person doesn't know where they're headed, how do you know where to take them and help them to get where they want to be? So that question to ask yourself, will I get closer to my desired outcome by working with this person, is a very important one to help you get clear about what you want as well. So a great coach can provide necessary tools and resources, accountability, productivity and management, and introductions to other people sometimes, perhaps people in your niche. Perhaps it's to another coach if they don't feel like they resonate with you or you resonate with them. But these 4 things are very important to keep in mind, that if you really want to move forward, you're going to need some of these things in your life. And eventually you'll get to a place where you want them. Sometimes the need is there first, and then that want comes up and you say, you know what, without accountability, I realize I'm just twiddling my thumbs here. I'm wasting my time. I need someone to keep me accountable to my goals. So one question that coaches are often asked is, how much will it cost me? And that's a big one. Now, a better question might be, how much does it cost me in time, energy, and resources to not have a coach who is already successful in my niche? Now, coaches can be expensive, but again, how much money and time and energy have you already spent? And sometimes the answer is years. And if you calculated how much time and energy you've spent in years, boy, just hiring a coach one time can really change all of that. And I speak from personal experience as well as being a coach. I know exactly how that goes. So there are coaches for everything, no question about that. You have coaches to create 6- and 7-figure businesses, how to grow personally, how to write a book, how to overcome fear, how to create masterminds. And you know, they're all saying, pick me, pick me. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, that is me. This was a picture that somebody posted, a cousin of mine posted this, and I was blown away, but I absolutely remember the very moment that was taken, because my uncle was asking, who wants to go on a sailboat ride? And I was like, me, I do, pick me. So, you know, coaches are out there saying that sometimes, not all of them. People also know, as a coach, you really have to resonate with the person. So the key is in knowing how to cut wheat from tares, or knowing the authentic from the inauthentic. So the best advice about hiring that I could give you today is decide who resonates with your desire, research their track record, look for testimonies of their work, and go with who inspires you. But ultimately, you're the one responsible for taking the step to create your own success. Having a coach who's been there can certainly help you achieve results for hitting your target much, much faster. And I highly recommend them. Thanks, guys. That's it.
Awesome. That was great. Can you hear us, Kelly?
I can, yes.
Okay. I think 2 points that were of your lesson today, your teaching moment, that I really loved is the accountability part.
Mm-hmm.
To me, and when you said that, when you're talking about the myth, that the coach isn't there to create your success, you are, but the accountability part of one of those slides is the key. You know, coaches can be a great accountability partner, and they can be there to keep you to your word and keep you to your goals. But again, you have to do it yourself. The other thing, the second thing that I really loved was when you talked about the coaches have been there before.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Yeah, they've spent years, sometimes years and years of doing it themselves, and that's the kind of coach you want. You want somebody that's done it and can prove that they've done what you want to do. So those are 2 points that I really like.
Well, and I think that's important because it cuts down your learning curve considerably. They can guide you through, for the mistakes that they've made, so you don't have to make those same mistakes, and that really increases your chances of success.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that really stood out to me, in addition to what Garrett said, is finding someone that resonates with you, and also the power of that a coach can give you as far as networking and introducing that. You mentioned they can introduce you to other people.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's because of coaches that I've had in my life. I've been able to meet several other amazing people that have helped me in my business, in my life, that I never ever would have met if I wouldn't have had a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And those people become my friends, and they open up other avenues. It just keeps growing. And as our businesses become more and more successful, those relationships become more successful, and I can help them back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a give and take kind of thing, but definitely the relationships you build from having a coach is really big.
It is. One thing that I really understand more than anything is that I think oftentimes we have this level of, this coach or that coach might be so much more important in their life than what I am important. And that right there can really cause a very big wall for somebody to actually reach out and get a coach. I honestly believe with all my heart that if we stop putting people on pedestals, that we would understand that they're human just like we are. They've been through exactly what I'm going through, and if they know how to do it better than I do right now, the best thing I could do is skip all this pain and all this frustration and just go right directly to them and say, hey, I would love for you to be my coach, and I know you've been there, you're very successful, please show me how to do this. There's never a time where I think a coach would turn someone away just because they feel that they're beneath them. I don't know any coach in this industry that has ever turned someone away with that mentality. I'm sure it does happen, but I think you want to be able to have someone to work with that is at a certain level in their education and their experience, but it's never been about you're never going to measure up or you're not good enough to be with me or me as a coach, So I hope if anybody ever has that thought about not being good enough to be with a coach, that is not something that you consider as important anymore, because I'm telling you the truth, that is really what it comes down to.
Yeah, well, good. Awesome. Great job, Kelly. If you can go to the slides, and everybody start thinking about some questions. Some questions that you guys have about your business, about anything. We need to make an announcement today. The next webinar will be September 28th. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing bi-weekly or every second and fourth week webinars. We're not going to be doing them every week from now on. So we needed to let you guys know, and we'll send an email out. So it'll be every second and fourth week, Friday at 1 p.m., same time. Nothing will change. You don't have to sign up again. You'll still be getting the email reminders from GoToWebinar and from us. But we just needed to let you guys know that we're going to cut back on the every week thing and go to every second and fourth week of the month. Of course, if it falls on a holiday, then we'll rearrange things. But we just wanted to let you guys know that. So next week, or 2 weeks from today, the next webinar will be September 28th. Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and the topic will be how to use and optimize your WordPress blog, and I'll be teaching that, Garrett Pearson. Also, make sure you join the Business Fundamental Fridays, put questions, anything that you guys want to learn there, and tell a friend about it, and invite them to these bi-weekly calls every second and fourth week. So